and to the voters for their vote in August. And also, I believe home rule is on April the 4th. So just may want to mark that one down. Call to the public.
William Bassar, that's all right.
I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak to you, and tell you that I feel like I am absolutely blessed to live in one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen anywhere in the world. I happen to live in the farthest west and northern corner of the township. So those of you who've never been there, you would go up 24th and up 26th, and then there's a goat trail that goes back to where I live. And recently in our area, a house burned down. It was immediately to the south of us, so we had a front row seat. And that is kind of close to me because the property that I own, before I purchased the property, the house that was located there also burned down. And the reason that I mention that to you is that in the process of developing Cahaba Springs, they've installed a pipeline that runs up into our area. In fact, that pipeline runs very, very close to where this house was that burned down. Now, of course, there's no water in the pipeline. And I was speaking with Councilwoman Clancy, and I said that, you know, the hydrants are there. Okay, so we see that, we're reminded of it. All the dogs in the area are completely satisfied with the hydrants. But it'd be a lot better if there was water in that line. You know, at least, I don't know if it would have saved that house. Maybe it wouldn't, maybe it would. I'm not a firefighter, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that having water is better than not having it. So just wanted to say, you know, don't forget about us over there. When I thought about coming here, I read a little bit about incorporation and what that means. And what it says is that we share a common interest in some specific things. One of those is water in Arizona. And I'd like for you to just think from our perspective over there, what exactly in the way of a benefit do we obtain from being annexed into Cave Creek? You know, we don't have water, we don't have public safety. You know, one of the things we're supposed to do is engage in commerce. However, I have to drive through two other cities, that is Phoenix and Carefree, to get back to Cave Creek to do commerce. So please don't forget about us over there. You know, I like being part of Cave Creek, don't get me wrong, but, you know, there is another side to this town, and there are people that live there. And once again, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Karen?
David Smith?
David Smith, Cave Creek citizen, mayor, vice mayor, and council members. Recently, I received a copy of the Cave Creek Pony Express. The headline on the first page states, "The Great Conspiracy. Are your property values at risk?" After reading the article, I realized about the only thing accurate in the article was a quotation of a statement I had made at the recent council general plan workshop. Asked why the general plan land use map did not show the lot size specific breakdown of desert rural, I said, if the map was specific relative to DR 190-89 at all, every time a zoning change would be made, the general plan would need to be modified. The writer of the article also states that Arizona law says that the land use map must list all 4 desert rural categories. The reality is, Arizona law does not require such categorization on the land use map. All 4 of the desert rural categories are included in detail in the general plan land use narrative, and that meets legal requirements. Also, the present 2005 general plan, which has been in effect for nearly 11 years, has a land use map which only displays desert rural, open space, and other zoning with no further detailed breakdown. Other than updates reflecting 10 years of activity, No other changes were made to the map included in the proposed general plan. So, the general plan has been developed in accordance with the law. That doesn't sound much like a conspiracy, much less a great conspiracy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Carrie?
Terry Smith?
Terry Smith, 26th Street, resident of Cave Creek. Council, I'm here really, and several of us are here tonight, and you're going to hear about it. We are upset, okay? As you know, Vince, as you know, Tom, all of you know, we were really told that in March, we were going to have water. In March, we were going to have this line connected down there. I've even heard things, and I think it should be, the council and this town owes it to the residents of the west area to get us water. Now, Cahaba Springs is saying, oh, it's going to be June. But you have to understand, and you all know, if you've been here any time, which you have been, that Cahaba Springs has said in 2014, they said 2015, they said, last July, they said September, they said December, they said March of this year. What I think, and what I would appreciate from council, and all of us in the west side would, because we've had houses burned down. This is not a game. This is health and safety. This is us having to pay higher water bills because we have to have water hauled in. This is us having to pay higher, insurance on our home because there's no water in the fire hydrants to fight fires. This is a council that has repeatedly said, oh, well, they're going to take care of it. They're going to take care of it, and put us back and put us behind and put us behind to the point where now it's time for the council to say, and I would appreciate it if the council would come out, and I know you can't do it tonight, and say if Cahaba Springs doesn't have it in June, the town will make sure that it is in by September. Give us a date. We have been put off, not months, we have been put off years, and like I say, we've already had 2 houses burned to the ground because there's no water. It puts our families at risk, it puts all of us at risk over there. And there's been no concern. The town finds money to fix water lines other places, the town finds money to fix entryways, move horses, the town finds money to take care of landscaping. Why can't the town take and find some money to get water to its west side residents that have waited for years? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Poll the public is still open.
Ron Garlick?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council people. I'm kind of new here. We bought some property in North 26th Street 5 years ago. And 3 years ago, we decided to build a new home, which I'm proud of and thankful that we can live here. But in the process of building and acquiring permits, I was told that we were going to have water to our lines that we got on the street. And therefore, I felt comfortable going ahead, and the city the building department charged me and insisted that I put in a fire suppression system in my home. I didn't object to that. I kind of scratched my head and said, "Or I'm going to get the pressure." And the inspector said, "Well, you've got to have a functioning system before we approve the residence." That didn't answer my question as how will it work? A well and pressure system will not provide sufficient water to a structure fire suppression system without a boosting system. Nobody said, okay, you've got to put in a boost system because you'll have city water here very shortly. 3 years ago. In the meantime, my well's gone dry. That's not your problem. But I have to maintain a sufficient water in my tank, but I still don't have a boosting system that will support the suppression system. Now, as you heard, we recently had a fire just up the street a block, and it was diminished but not completely controlled because of lack of water. And in addition, this year or last year, they doubled my taxes on my new house. And I question why there's such an increase. Well, we're gonna provide only new improvements. The road's gonna be widened and fixed. And we're gonna have water. Well, we don't have water. And that's why I'm here whining. I didn't bring them no cheese and crackers for you, but I'm sorry. I really like this town and the area we're in, and I'm thankful to be here and retire here. So I ask you to please consider expediting some way, get us water. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Gary Becker.
Good evening. My name is Gary Becker, 26th Street resident. I've come before this committee, this council many times over the last several years, basically asking and pleading for, some relief of the water needs on our west side. Unfortunately, to date, all we've gotten is a lot of lip service and absolutely no action at all. I own a horse ranch business. And my wells, like many others over there, have dried up. I have 3 wells, and basically I get no water out. So I'm basically having to haul water, probably about 40,000 gallons a month, to run my business. So it's obviously a great financial issue for me. We also talk about just the basic, needs of water and being deprived of that. And it's disturbing and sad in a way that we come before you for years and basically just get ignored, and like we just don't even exist over there. It's very disturbing, and certainly we feel like we're like the lost child, I guess. We did have the fire over there, it was mentioned tonight. The house was gone. My understanding, there were some people in that house. Thanks be to God that no one died. But what if? The what ifs. What if something would have happened? And I guess I would say to this council that, those what ifs could have been very disastrous. And I would say that if those what ifs don't move you to want to try to do something for the safety of the people that live with that side of town, then I guess nothing will motivate you. Thank you for your time.
Kathy Smith.
Yes, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. I'm Kathy Smith, and I also live on 26th Street. And I can really appreciate everything that has been spoken about the water issue that we have. The other night, I woke up with the smell of smoke, and there were embers falling on my patio.
Yep.
And it was just like, it was so frightening. And I hear my neighbor, and we're all on, 2.5 or larger parcels. And he's out there, and we all haul water. We all have wells, but they've all gone dry or almost dry. And so I have 4 homes, and it's a huge concern. with each one of the homes that I have, my insurance company came out and checked and saw that we did not have water to, our places, to the hydrants. I had to get new insurance policies on each one and at much higher rate. And so I love living where I am, but without a water to protect us as citizens of Cave Creek, it's very scary. Nobody kind of, can truly understand. So I'd appreciate anything you can do. Thank you.
Jim Welch.
Hi, I'm Jim Welsh. I live on 26th Street as well. And I watched this council stand on its head to get Cahaba Springs going. And now apparently we're waiting on them to pay for it. We can't somehow come up with the money, which I don't understand. A town this size with the revenues you have, if you don't have Rat Hole enough money to do something like this, 20, 40, 60, 80 grand, I don't care what it is, then it's pretty poor management. I don't know if you as a council feel vulnerable at this point. As far as I know, the town of Cave Creek's never won a lawsuit. Thank you.
Steve Grimes.
Steve Grimes, I live out on 26th Street with the rest of these people, and I'm just here for the same reason. I've lived there 15 years. My well was adequate when I lived there, but like everybody else, it's gone dry. And they've been promising water for 7 years, as far as I know, and of course, one thing after another. Well, the line is in, there's water to it. Maybe it needs a pressure pump, but it's not that costly. I know the town would actually gain some of that back by hookup fees and so forth. I just really believe that the town should just take the bull by the horns and do something to provide us the water that we desperately need up there. That's all I have to say is just we're trying to get water. Thank you for your time.
Amen.
No other speakers now.
Does anyone else wish to speak? Yes, sir.
I'm J.D. Smith, west side of Cave Creek. Mr. Mayor and Council, we spend a lot of money on what we call the protection and safety of the general public. We have inspectors that do everything for one reason, that's the protection and safety of the public. They do it on a daily basis, they're in that area every day for the protection and the safety of the public. We are so vulnerable. It's gonna happen. You're gonna end up with it in your lap, and it'd be better to fix it now than it would be when Don Skorsky gets a hold of it and says, we had a fire, and 3 people got killed, and the fire plugs had out of service. It's coming. We waited, and we waited. You know, Vince, it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. I hate to see us behind the 8 ball, but we're getting closer and closer. Thank you.
Well, the public is still open. Good citizens of the west side, as you know, this is called to the public, and this is a particular area of a council meeting where council may not respond, including the mayor. I'm going to make an exception tonight. I've asked the town manager to set up a meeting with Mr. Staff, the principal of Cahaba Springs, and to nail a timeline down. And if it's a timeline that doesn't seem adequate to me, then I'm going to bring something to council. I just want you to know that.
Since we have an exception, I'm going to walk into it too. I had been at your house, we've talked about this issue, you're absolutely right. We believed in good faith, I believed in good faith, and I think many of us did, that Cahaba Harbor Ranch would have it done by now. I haven't thought about it, probably because nobody's hollered about it in a while. But you're absolutely right. We told you, I told Terry, I told you, sitting right there at your house, that if it didn't happen in short order, after Cahaba Springs got their business all taken care of and got everything set up, that we would do something about it. And I'm with the mayor on this. We will do something about it. We'll do something about it.
Thank you, Steve.
Boy Scouts of Troop 15, this is what democracy looks like. This is exactly what it looks like. This is a good lesson for tonight, where the citizens of your community get out and speak to the elected officials and say, you have to help us. So now it's up to the elected people to do just that. We're going to proceed here. Town manager, anything?
Vince, I think we're going to leave, but we do appreciate the council looking at this and the attention you're going to put to it, because as you all know, we have been waiting and we have been very patient. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All I have.
Okay, council, anything, town manager? Okay, on to the consent agenda. Is the approval of the February 16th, 2016 regular council meeting minutes and the February 22nd, 2016 special council workshop. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved and second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes clearly have it. Thank you, council. On to the general agenda items. There are two tonight. The first is the presentation by Boy Scouts on their proposed Eagle Scout project concerning the Gateway monuments within the town of Cave Creek, and discussion with town council. Town manager.
Mayor and council, I'm going to turn this over to the Boy Scouts, Kevin and Kyle Myers.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. My name is Kyle Myers. This is my brother Kevin Myers. We are Boy Scouts out of Troop 15 right here in Cave Creek. We are both going for Eagle rank, and to do so, we must complete a service project that benefits the community. We have proposed a project of beautifying and improving the surrounding area on the horse statues on the north and south ends of Cave Creek.
Okay, so we will be laying desert-colored pavers in front of the horses and replanting the desert-crowned plants around the sides and back. We'll also be adding high-quality solar lights to direct on the side of Cave Creek and horse statues. All of our designs have already been approved by the artist, and we are planning to start the improvement during the latter half of April. And we're going to raise the funding ourselves.
Council, question of the scouts? How many hours have you put into this?
So far, we've both put in about 15 each.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilman LaBarre,
Do you have a commitment from the town in terms of how the town will be helping you with this project?
Yeah, so we are going to be using the plants that were reclaimed from the bike paths that were designed, these ones up there. And well, we got the signatures from the town, so everything else is up to us. And we are going to have to probably take a weekend to hold the traffic if we need to go. So.
Do you need to get electrical power to those?
No, they're solar. That's why we're going to do solar.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
thank you. Council, questions? Yes, Councilman Bunch?
The solar lights you're talking about, they putting up there. What do you got in mind there?
Okay, well, what we're going to be doing is we're planning on doing either 2 or 3 solar lights facing towards the horse, one at the side of Cave Creek and one at the horse. And they're going to be directed more inward so that it won't hurt the lines of the traffic coming in, they won't see it.
So they'll be sitting on the ground and pointing up.
Yes.
Councilwoman Clausy?
What badge is this for?
This is not for badges for the rank of Eagle Scout.
This is
Oh,
for-
this is just an Eagle Scout project, okay. Because I know you have to get so many badges to become an Eagle Scout, so I didn't know if you're on your way to getting badges,
This is
but
it.
you're Eagle Scouts.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
our project.
Councilman Hessler, question?
Just a quick question, do you have a tentative target date for completion?
No, none yet.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you for being trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, trusting, thrifty, bold, clean, and
I am impressed. And after you two young men finish this project, you get a vacation in Cancun, is that? Anything else from council? Okay, we'll go to the public. There is public comment on agenda item number 1. Okay, hearing and seeing none. This is not a voting action item of council, but council is to give direction to the town manager as to how to oversee this project. Have you already future thought this?
Yes, sir. We have.
Okay, so everything is,
My understanding is correct.
okay. Well, we will look forward to having you back here when the project is completed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second of the agenda items, council discussion and approval of resolution R 2016-03, adopting a schedule of fees, terms, and conditions for the use of town hydrant meters. Town manager?
Mayor and council, thank you. We have 6 hydrant meters that the town lets out to folks, usually for construction projects. We came to our realization that both in fees and some of the rules that we have are old and antiquated. Of the 6 hydrants, 2 of them, and one of them is used like 9 months or 10 months out of the year, and it's not used at all by one. And the other one is used to supply projects in Phoenix, Scottsdale, New River, wherever. So before you is a resolution to raise the fees from the non-refundable establishment fee up to $75, the hydrant meter base fee to $100, and if they move the meter from one hydrant to another, relocation fee of $75. And on the backside, it's just some rules and terms and conditions that we can use to govern the program. It's been posted for 60 days under advice of legal counsel. Legal counsel has reviewed it. And I'm asking for your support.
Okay. Questions from council? Councilman McGuire, question?
Yes. Are these fees in line with those that are in use in other nearby towns?
Councilman McGuire, they are, I think on the back page, you actually have a fee comparison of some other the communities in the area that we base it off. We're still one of the lower ones.
Anything else from council? There is public comment on agenda item number 2. Okay, we're back to council for a motion. Councilman Bunce, thank you.
Move to approve resolution R 2016-03, the resolution of the mayor and town council of the town of Cape Creek, Arizona, adopting a schedule of fees, terms, and conditions for the use of town hydrant meters.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, Councilman Bunce.
It's good to bring us into the current time, but we need to be in about numbers.
Thanks.
Councilman McGuire, you have a second?
I spoke to the town manager about this, and we have had some situations in which people have made more use of the town hydrants than was anticipated. And this will bring us up into the point that the town will be able to extract reasonable fees.
Okay. Anything else from council? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes clearly have it. Thank you, council. Before we adjourn, council, town manager, I have a question. Has the budget committee, have they begun to meet yet?
They have not. Robert had, the finance director, has just put out a schedule. I have 3 counselors sitting on the committee, and hopefully we should start this month.
Okay, 3 members of the council were on the committee?
Correct.
Okay.
I did no outside, just folks on the council
Okay.
that expressed interest.
Okay, if there's nothing else, council, motion to adjourn.
So,
Thank you, council.
just book a record.